July 1588. The world holds its breath as the greatest naval armada ever assembled sails for England. 130 Spanish warships, 30,000 men, and enough guns, powder, and conquistador bravado to sweep Elizabeth I's England from the map. At the helm, King Philip II's massive invasion plan, a fleet spanning miles, bristling with bronze cannons gleaming in the misty dawn. The invincible armada, unstoppable, or so they thought. But let's flip the script. Instead of daring English galleons and fiery harassments, imagine this legendary armada crossing the path of a visitor from the far, far future. Lurking beneath choppy gray waves is the silent, impossible shadow of the USS Seawolf, nuclear-powered attack submarine that shouldn't exist until the late 20th century. For centuries ahead of its time, stealth, sensors, and underwater firepower so advanced that the Renaissance world would consider it sorcery. The Seawolf is a beast, 353 feet from bow to stern, powered by a nuclear reactor pumping 200 megawatts enough for a small city, and able to slice through water at 40 miles per hour submerged. On board are 50 weapons, mostly Mark 48 torpedoes, each fitted with 650 pounds of explosives, computer brains for guidance, and a package built to turn a steel hull into splinters from 20 meters away. The modern crew understands what's at stake, but for the men on the Armada, this is just another day. Routine watches, prayers, some sailors stuffing musket wadding, others gossiping about cursed channel winds. Their only warning, if it ever comes, is a mysterious ripple on the ocean's surface. Beneath it all, the Seawolf's sonar operator listens to the sea. In a room wrapped in dim red light, 100 wooden echoes fill his headphones. Spanish hulls, gun carriages, and hulls creak and groan as the fleet trundles, oblivious through sonar's embrace. The sub can hear a shrimp sneeze 50 miles off, and the Armada is making more noise than a marketplace. Targetrich. The computer maps every wooden contact, and somewhere deep inside, human history shivers. At 0600, in the shadowy light off grave lines, the first kill order is given. Tube 1. Mark 48 torpedo loads, hisses, then launches. The flagship San Martin is still the pride of Philip II's empire, floating fortress with double rows of cannons, gilded decks, and the Duke of Medina Sidonia scanning horizons for English sails. He's never seen, nor could he have imagined, the silvery bubbled trail of the torpedo racing through black water, a shuddering boom. The torpedo detonates under San Martin's keel. In seconds, the massive hull lifts from the water, splits amidships, and collapses as twisted timber and bodies rain into the channel. Just like that, the Spanish command disappears. The next few minutes are pandemonium. No one saw any enemy ship, sail, or gun. Some scream sea monster, others invoke demons. The Seawolf's crew is already prepping the next shot. Torpedo reload, targeting the nearest command ship. Fire. Another explosion. Another ship vanishes. Nearby war galleons scatter. Cannons fire blindly into the sea, smoke drifting uselessly on the water. Barrels of gunpowder are rolled overboard in hope. One desperate captain orders his crew to stab at the waves with pikes. It's as helpful as you'd think. The killing continues. Every 3 minutes, another torpedo. Every 3 minutes, another Spanish flagship or transport vanishes in foaming water and splinters. The Armada's famed crescent formation meant to protect supply ships and allow torpedoes. Massed cannon broadsides disintegrates as panicked captains break formation, crashing into each other, racing for open sea. Gulls circle above, disturbed by chaos far below by 0830. Seawolf has sunk a dozen of the enemy's biggest ships. Cannonballs ricochet off the ocean. Powder magazines are set alight from within by torpedo detonations, and survivors ram smaller boats in a desperate bid to escape. Spanish morale, legendary for centuries, now evaporates like dew under artillery fire. The mere rumor of a demon under the waves drives hardened conquistadors to their knees. Muttering prayers, but even Seawolf has limits. Its torpedo loadout can't match the Armada ship for ship. It switches tactics, prioritizing ammunition ships, troop transports, and remaining flagships. Each successful hit creates another rolling thunderclap, shower of debris, another splash of confused men and lost dreams. Amidst the chaos, a few Spanish captains go down fighting. Courage is no match for invisible claws. Survivors fire cannons in defiance, hoping for a miracle. Some attempt Greek fire, launching barrels of oil and setting the sea ablaze. The Seawolf, protected by hundreds of feet of water and silent running, is untouched. Smoke provides some confusion, but sonar sees all. As the sun climbs, the USS Seawolf continues to stalk fleeing clusters. The Armada fragments. Several dozen ships limp north toward the Netherlands. Others flee west for France. A few try to land on the English coast, but all along, torpedo tracks stalk the formations. Sometimes the sub fires a single round, just to remind the survivors that nowhere is safe. By noon, 30 major warships are lying at the bottom. Another score limping, their sails shredded, decks charred. Survivors babbling about the water demon. Now comes psychological warfare. For the Spanish, who dominate a world of wind, salt, and iron, this is more than defeat, its apocalypse. Tales rip through the fleet faster than any English broadside. Some mutiny. Dozens throw themselves into lifeboats, rowing for any shore they can spot. Priests lead frantic prayers. Some whisper that England must have bought the devil himself. Philip II, back in the palace, receives panicked messengers, tales of the fleet's destruction by invisible English sorcery. He orders the Inquisition to investigate. They respond with exorcisms, tortures, but find only terror and superstitious dread. Spain's navy never recovers. No one wishes to sail the haunted channel again. As for England, the defenders, unaware of the massacre offshore, awake to learn their invaders scattered with minimal English casualties. Elizabeth's legend as the Virgin Queen is sealed without firing a shot. Word spreads across Europe that England has the favor of God, or perhaps something darker on her side. The British Navy's future begins for centuries early. The Seawolf, her torpedo bays nearly empty, could end the day by sailing straight into Cadiz and leveling the Spanish coast. Or, if daring, threaten Lisbon, disrupt the entirety of colonial Spain's economy, or even blockade the Mediterranean. But that's another scenario. The real story is the Ripple. One vessel, never seen, never explained, ending an era in just hours. The Age of Sail, Renaissance grand strategy, the contest for world empires ended with a whisper beneath the waves. The survivors, once the toughest men of their age, bring home stories of monsters, thunder, and a war no one ever saw coming. England rules the waves, Spain falls back onto fear and myth. For centuries, the haunted channel becomes legend. And the next time an armada sets sail, somewhere in the hearts of every sailor is the fear of something unseen, humming below the surface, waiting to erase history all over again. So, if you like scenarios where modern tech sends the past into a tailspin, subscribe and keep imagining. Next up, what if an M1 Abrams tank shows up at the Battle of Hastings? Thanks for watching. And may all your history exams include submarines,